game. As you can see from the splash screen, we will be playing in Warhall. We'll be having a game of Essence of War between Saurian Ancients and Highborn Elves. It is the first game in Warhall that we record for this channel as a live game, at least. And I'm very pleased to have two prominent, present slash future prominent people from the Essence of War scene. We have playing with Saurian Ancients. You have seen him on the channel a number of times playing in Tabletop Simulator with the miniatures that he designed himself. We have Rob from RHWorldbuilding. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. This is going to be a truly global game today, so glad
Yeah,
to be
right.
here. How you doing, Pataglio?
All is good. All is good. I'm also excited about this type of game. It feels like when you go to a casino and there's no windows that tell you what time of day it is, because for you it's morning, for me it's afternoon, and for our second player, the one who will be playing with the Highborn Elves, it's gonna be late evening slash early night. So good evening, Fair. Hello.
Hi, I'm Fear. Nice to meet you all. I'm a relatively new player to the Ninth Age in general, and it's going to be my first game for Essence of War, which I've actually been looking at for a couple of months now.
Oh, excellent. Good, good. So I've seen that you've put a couple of battle reports on your YouTube channel. So people, you can look up the channel PhearTheHam. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. I got, again, uh, I've only got like 5 games on my belt, so pardon any newbie mistakes I'll be making in this game.
That is exactly the reason why we are starting with Essence of War. That's precisely the point. And actually, as you will see from the accounts that I'm now going to put on screen, the army that you will be playing with is the Highborn Elves, and we have really reduced it to the bone, really, so that new players can enjoy the experience. So you can see from the card in the top left, you see the card that tells you the composition of the army. You will have 1 mage, 10 citizen archers, 5 highborn lancers, and 15 flame wardens, illustrated here by the beautiful paper miniatures by Anto Hammer. Hello, Anto, if you're watching this. And the army is pre-made, so there's no problem, there's no error that's possible to be made, no, double dominant runes for your smith.
You saw that.
Yeah, sure. I've been watching your reports. They're very entertaining. I like them a lot, and also like quick format, 10 minutes, quick battle. I like that. Really recommend it. YouTube, PhearTheHam. Go check that out. Even if there's a couple of army building issues there. Let's put it that way. So yeah, the army here is already decided for you. You have these 3 units, and then you have the general, the mage, and the mage is coming with 3 spells. We have reworked a bit together with Rob and the other friends on the Essence of War design team, and this time the mage will have 3 spells: Altered Sight, Ice and Fire, and Perception of Strength. Altered Sight is one that makes you a bit better at shooting at the enemy. Ice and Fire, so it's a buff to your own, an augment spell that makes your own unit a bit better than it usually is. Ice and Fire is a spell that deals damage, and Perception of Strength is a fun spell that can work on your unit or on the opponent's unit. So you can either get a strength bonus, or you can reduce the strength of the enemy unit. Depending on which unit you cast, it's going to have 2 different effects. And then as for the units, you have simple 10 archers with longbow, classic thing. Highborn lancers are cavalry, so they deal more damage when they are on the charge, and they have good armor. And the flame wardens, it's this interesting unit with very good combat skills. Not a huge combat output, but the amazing thing is this Aegis 4 up, this special save that makes them quite durable. I mean, at least especially for elves, I would say. Yeah. So this would be the army for the Highborn Elves. Let's have a quick look at the army by Rob, which is going to be the Saurian Ancients. This time you have 1 Coatl, 10 Saurian Warriors, 15 Skin Braves, and 2 Caimans. You see the miniatures, the illustrations on these cards, they are from Rob himself, because the Saurian Ancients are an army quite close to Rob's heart. You can find these designs on Rob's Patreon page, right? Which is RHWorldbuilding?
Yes.
Correct.
Patreon.com/RHWorldbuilding.
Do you have the Saurian Ancient Patrol uploaded there already? Or is it
I do, yes.
Okay, it's already available. It's
Yeah, I
not
did that
planned for the show.
maybe a month ago.
All right. You have a ton, absolutely. I've seen a picture on the forum of all the units that you have made available, and it's just like a crazy amount. That's an incredible, yeah. It's how many patrols do you already have complete on your page?
I think that it is now 6.
Wow, 6. Wow, that's glorious. Times 4 units each. That's a lot of designs, and all of those people can access them with a the $1 with a €1 subscription kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah,
Amazing.
$1 gets you access to every design I've ever done.
Wow.
Basically. Yeah, there aren't any that are exclusive to higher tiers. The only thing, what you get at higher tiers is you get more color variations, or you get the opportunity to vote on coming designs. So $1 gets you everything, gets you started playing 9th Age for, very little.
Nice. Yeah, no, that's an excellent way of getting started. Essence of War gives you the simple rules, and the paper miniatures is like a incredibly cheap way to get started in style also, because they're really pretty. But today we won't be playing with your own paper miniatures as we usually do in Tabletop Simulator, because today we are playing in Warhall. And Warhall, I suppose most of you know already what Warhall is. This simulator for the 9th Age that's under development, currently is only in alpha version, so not all the armies are completely rendered. For example, here I'm showing on screen the patrol for the Kingdom of Aquitaine. To the other side of the screen you can see the patrol for the Ogre Cants, and today we will be playing with the Highborn Elves and the Saurian Ancients, which are still in the process of being designed. So here you have the Highborn Elves with the Mage, the Cavalry, the Archers, and the Flame Wardens, and here you have the Saurian Ancients with the Coatl, the Saurian Warriors, the Skink Braves, and the 2 Caimans. Alright, so I would say that at this point you guys can load the army. I will take the ones that I had created and I will push them to the side so they're not bothering you as you load them up. And
Alright, because we can't use them, can we?
yeah, I think you will have to, exactly, you will have to load your own. Yeah, correct.
Okay.
So this is something that...
found, sorry, just to interrupt you, Pete.
Yeah,
I have
sure.
found that for Essence of War, generating the patrols, even if you don't have, some kind of way of doing it in New Recruit, is super easy, because you can just type in the numbers, exactly what, ranks and files you need.
Yeah.
And it's only 4 units, so it goes really fast. Both
Exactly.
Remy and I found this when we played last weekend.
Yeah, that's a very neat way of making this possible. Actually, let me show you if I manage to
You're struggling
correct
over there, buddy.
whatever it is that I'm doing with this pivot. Am I locked in pivoting this unit all the time? Gee, what have I done? Well, let's just delete them one by one. Okay. And so when you go to menu and you do import, then you can type in here something like this that you guys can now see on screen during the stream. you would type the name of the army, for example, Empire of Sunstal, and then you can type which unit you want. So, for example, Wizards, Apprentice of Alchemy, 5 Electoral Cavalry, 10 Light Infantry, 15 Imperial Guards, and then you add a number here at the end, and that's going to be, you know, an easy way to load up everything.
Oh, I was actually just looking for the units. I'm gonna do that right now.
Yeah, you can try that with the import method. I think that maybe in the Discord chat, in the Discord group,
Yep.
where
Oh, there it is.
yeah, there's something that you can simply copy and paste, and it's gonna load everything up for you. Yeah, so we have here the army from Phear for the elves, and Rob's army over here. Nice. All right, so I will now hide the interface so we can focus on the graphics of the game. You guys can do a roll-off to see who is going to choose the deployment zone.
I will roll. I got a 5.
And a 5.
All right. Let's do it again. I got a 2.
All right.
Damn, I thought I was going to match you again.
That'd be interesting.
We never get started. We just keep matching rolls for deployment.
That's the stream, folks. Just matching dice rolls.
The game would have lasted 1 hour instead of 2 if we had got
But-
non-matching rolls.
Think of how amazing that would be to watch if we just kept doing it over and over and over.
The tension.
It's not a game, but damn, that's impressive.
I also just got a compliment on Rob's got a very milky radio DJ voice that I like.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Maybe it's because I've only been up for like an hour and 15 minutes, but I'll take it either way. Thank you very
That's
much.
the secret. Sleep
Hey man,
later.
a compliment is a compliment.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'm not complaining. So I am looking at deployment, am I not?
Yep, you will have to choose whether you want to be in the deployment side with the forests, or the one which is on the clear side.
I will take this closer side.
All right. The lazy choice to deployment, excellent.
Hell yeah.
So Phear, in this case, in Essence of War, once you win the roll-off, you choose your deployment zone, you deploy your entire army, and you have first turn. It's a bit simplified with respect to the Fantasy Battles rules. And you will also have first turn, so this is going to be the case for Rob. And as a reminder, a game in Essence of War only lasts 4 turns. And the winner is the player who, at the end of the 4th turn, has the most units which are not fleeing inside the victory zone, which is 6 inches away from a maximum of 6 inches from the center of the battlefield. Characters do not count. Characters and fleeing units do not count.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have to kill more guys in essence, or prevent my guys from dying.
Yeah. Blocking them or killing the units, that's a good strategy to get rid of that. Characters don't count, but you know, characters can block you from getting in the zone, so that can also be interesting. I like how you're doing the okay, I thought you were doing the Highborn thing and just showing the enemy your butt.
It's the first time I'm actually playing something not dwarves in a fantasy battle.
Yeah. If you are a,
And this is me for deployment, by the way, so Phear, go ahead.
all right. Sorry.
I am.
So you're gonna have the 2 super strong caimans behind the hill. Next to them, the Coatl, the combat block of Skink Braves in the middle of the battlefield, and then
Skinks and the new scraplings.
then here's Craplings, and then the Saurian warriors to the other
So
side.
just a couple quick things I'm noticing, Phear. Sorry to interrupt you again, P.
Please.
When you add a character to a unit in Essence of War, in order to preserve the unit boundaries and keep everything simple, you actually lose one of your models. Like, if you want to put your mage in your archers, you actually have to take out one of the archers.
Oh, so I lose a model if I attach him to a unit then. Ah, okay.
Correct. He gains protection, but you do lose one model from that unit.
Yeah.
The other thing is that you do have to keep a 1-inch spacing between units.
Oh yeah, right.
And if you bring up on the right
Thankfully,
hand, if you hit V
yeah.
or on the
Thankfully,
right
that's
side,
a nice tool for. Oh yeah. Does that also stack with the forest thing? Because I have to be an inch away from a terrain feature, so, right?
not any terrain feature. The only one that's on the battlefield right now that you'll have to maintain an inch from is the big rock thing.
Oh,
That's
okay.
an impassable. The forest is a hindering terrain. The only thing on your list that we'll have to worry about that is the cavalry. If they do anything other than an advance move through the forest, they'll have to take a dangerous terrain test. But all your guys on 20 mil bases can go in and out, charge, march through the forest without having to worry about it.
Okay. Thanks
So
for
if they
the information.
charge, march, flee, or pursue through the forest, your cavalry, they will have to take a dangerous terrain test. Same goes for my caimans and my coatl being on larger than 20 by 20 or 25 by 25 mil bases would take DTs. But the forest and this hill over here are not impassable. Just the
Okay. Thanks. So I've changed my deployment then to be this. So I think this. I'm done with my deployment.
Perfect. The only one thing that I would add is that, as Rob said, if you add the character to the unit, you lose one. The other thing to keep in mind is that a character can never join or leave a unit. So if you put the mage out of the unit, it will stay out of the unit for the entire duration of the battle.
Oh,
it's a
yeah, I
commitment.
didn't even think about that.
Commitment, right?
I didn't think about that because one, I've only played Essence of War where you can't do it, so I never think about it. And two, my character can't go in either one of my units, so it doesn't even matter.
Because the coatl has a large base. Yeah. So fair. This is gonna have to be like, you know, a decision that you take at the beginning and that you will live with for the rest of the battle.
I think I understand.
All right.
It's a good choice to make. Actually, like, do I take a model off, or do I give the character risk the character but be complete with my units? So.
And the great thing is that there's really no wrong answer.
Yeah.
It's just how do you want to play it? Because personally, I never put my character in a unit. Ever. Like, I don't think I have since maybe one of my first few games. Just because I want that extra piece that isn't scoring to use as chaff if I want to.
Yeah.
That's true. It's kind of a different mentality compared to the full game. Because, like I said, I've only played the full game like 3, 4, 5 times. Yeah. So this is new. This is a good decision to make.
Yeah. And the point is that, you know, you make it at the beginning of the battle when you deploy, and then you don't worry about it for the rest of the game. So that's why the game goes a bit faster once you've taken this one decision. You know?
Yeah. Now, I've brought up the objective zone. Can you guys see that, or is it individual?
It is individual.
I don't see one here.
Okay. So, Fear, if you go to menu, then options, Essence of War, toggle objective.
There it is. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, just to reiterate, because this is something that is a little different from fantasy battles, the only objective in Essence of War, the only way that you win the game is that at the end of turn 4, whoever has more of their scoring units, so not your character, more non-character, non-fleeing units within this circle or touching this circle wins. So theoretically, killing your opponent has nothing to do with winning Essence of War.
Oh.
Or doesn't have to, So just keep that in mind. That's what you're going for.
Yeah. Okay.
And I guess one thing we do want to agree on before we start, Remy and I said when we played last weekend, if you're touching the circle, you are scoring, not like if you're touching the outer edge, not if you're inside the inner edge. Just so we can agree on that before things get heated,
Well, I'm new. I'm going to take the consensus of the people who played before me. So you're in if you're touching the circle. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah.
All right.
Just to be clear, as long as let me just make a quick question sample. If it's like this, that's counted as it's in.
Correct. You just have to have one
great.
corner of one guy, one pixel in there, and you score.
Okay, great. That perfectly clear. No questions asked.
Good. That's a very good thing to say, depending for this version where the circle has its own thickness. All right, excellent.
Thickness.
No.
Gotta love a little thickness.
Excellent. Before this gets out of hand, I would say let's start with
All right.
Let's start with turn 1. So, Phear, as you know from fantasy battles, each turn has the charge phase, the movement phase, the magic phase, the shooting phase, and the combat phase, just like with the Big Brother. So, turn 1 for Rob, no charge phase. We jump to movement because the units are too far apart. Go for it, Rob.
Okay. So one quick thing. Who had measured that circle, and how did you do that quick measurement tool? That was one thing Remy and I were looking for.
I did that, with the central button of the mouse.
Ah, awesome. Really wish I had known that last weekend. That's perfect.
Practical.
Okay,
yeah.
Sweet. So my favorite feature of Warhall, this will be as much showing off Warhall for Essence of War and Ninth Age in general as it is playing the game. When you have a unit selected, if you hit shift, it will automatically only allow straight forward and straight sideways, on axis moves, which I like.
Yeah, I've got all my 5 games for the Ninth Age through Warhol. I kind of miss that a lot of people haven't used it yet, so there's a lot of features here that I saw were being added in the Discord chat. So one of the things I think Remy asked was the line of sight tool. So you can press the one of your units, and on the right-hand side of the screen, there's show LOS. In the middle of the right dead center, the middle, you see the magnet symbol. There's like pivot and then line of sight. So you can always see a model's line of sight if you have that on.
Yeah, the vision cone. I think what we were concerned with, because we were using that last weekend, I just happened to play that game with Remy. What we were wondering about was like drawing, like for shooting, when you're doing an individual unit, and like sort of looking around another unit or a terrain piece, how to get a more fine, like,
do you mean on a unit?
to draw a line in between the straight line and the 45-degree angle.
Okay,
which is why we were looking for that draw tool.
That thing, yeah.
Exactly. Like something like that.
That one, yeah.
I see.
Perfect, yeah. And you can also activate the individual model line of sight by double-clicking on that model, so it doesn't select the whole unit.
Yeah.
So, but
you still are left with, in the vision cone, the straight ahead line or the 45-degree line, and we were looking for something in between.
Yeah, exactly.
For purposes of shooting or something like that,
Nice.
There's also something I think people should know. You can actually have like a circle or aura for each unit, if you press U twice, and then let's say you want to check out charge distances without constantly doing this, you can press a unit, press U twice, and then there's a value that says distance. So let's say my cavalry has moved 8, so my charge is on average 8 plus 7, 13. So I can make a 13-inch bubble like so. So I can always see without constantly measuring if something is in that 13-inch bubble.
Yeah, this is also useful. So, Fair, if you want, you can activate right now this 18 inches radius distance around the Coatl, and that is going to tell you the range of one of its spells.
Oh.
So that's the the Coatl has this Scorching Salvo spell that targets all the enemy units not engaged in combat within 18 inches. And so this feature is going to be very useful because where the Coatl is right now, as you guys can see from the stream, there is a lot of coverage in terms of this spell.
Yep. That's a big bubble.
And
I see it.
I'm actually going to inch him forward just a little bit more for purposes of that bubble. He's moved 5.3. So I'm just going to put him kind of right on the corner here of this hill. Okay, can we at least... I'm not going to hit everybody, but... you know what? Maybe there is a way that I can hit everybody, because line of sight doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
So... he was... put the deployment lines back. Something like right here. Straight 7-inch move. Hits those guys.
Huh. Tricksy. So archers and flame wardens. All three, yes. This is all three.
I can even scooch back just a little bit.
Yeah, this is really,
right.
you know,
We'll go with that.
Quality of life tools. Very nice. We like. All right.
All right, that's movement for me.
There.
Yeah, that should be good. I don't need to get too fancy. All right, so magic. We shall roll a d6.
Yep.
Oh, in Essence of War, it's only a d6 for the flux cards?
Yes.
Yes, so...
Oh.
Go ahead, P.
Yeah, so, sorry, I jumped.
No, it's okay.
Since there's 4 turns, then you only need 4 cards, and 6 is enough variety, so you don't need a special dice. And card number 3, flux card number 3, corresponds to 5 dice to cast and 2 dice to dispel.
So this is on the Essence of War rulebook, not the full.
Exactly.
90. Okay.
Exactly.
So I got to pull that up.
Yeah.
This is what you were saying, that there's slight differences between the full game and the Essence of War version.
Exactly.
Correct. So we only play 4 turns. So you only need 6 cards. But there is a table in the Essence of War rulebook. And be careful when you're in the download section, because there is the old quick starter, which is actually above the Essence of War in there, because we're still in alpha. So make sure you're getting the correct one.
Yep, I think I have the right. This is the one with the Asklanders on the last page, right?
Exactly. Yeah, That's
Correct.
fun.
Yeah.
Where is the table?
I'm gonna post the link in the chat for anybody who's watching who might be interested in downloading the file. All right, so we have 5 dice for Rob to cast and 2 dice for Fair to dispel.
I'll create tokens just to mark that.
Okay. So I think we all know what I'm gonna do.
Scorching Salvo.
Scorching Salvo. You called it. So 5 dice. Let me just double check that. No. Here's what we're gonna do. What's the range on Fireball?
Poof.
36.
36. Oh, damn.
So
All right.
it's the
Well,
entire board.
here we go. Dakatoad is in the building. So we are going to do 1 dice Fireball just for giggles on your mage.
That's because
I
it's
am
on
on
the
the hill.
hill. Yeah, not on the building.
Yeah.
Like a real jerk. I'm on the hill. 1 dice Fireball. All right. I needed a 5. I didn't get there, but that's cool. I still have 4 dice for Scorching Salvo.
14. So I'm not gonna be able to. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be able to dispel that with 2 dice.
Can't dispel it. So we need to roll 3d3. I'll go from my perspective left to right here. I think that's the stream perspective as well.
Okay.
So I think that's the cavalry first, right?
Yeah. Cavalry first, then the Flame Wardens, then the Archers.
All right.
So 2 hits, because it is d3 plus 1. 2 hits on the Cavalry. I'll just roll out all the hits first.
Okay. 3 hits.
On the Flame Wardens,
4 hits.
4. And the Archers, 2.
Oh, so it's D3. Sorry, I
It
think.
will be D3, so it will be 3 for the Flame Wardens and 2 for the Archers, right?
Okay. I'll just erase 2,
1,
3,
2, 3, and 2. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so on Strength 4, AP 0,
The cavalry
everybody's
have
Res
resilience
3.
3.
Yeah, everybody's
that's-
Res 3. Elves, baby. All right, so 2 wounds.
I have. Do I have armor saves in that?
Yes, you have a 2-up armor save on that one.
Okay. And I lose
Aha.
1.
There's the 1. All right, and then on the Flame Wardens, who will have a, what's that, a 4-up?
The armor
5
save
up.
is 5 up. Yeah.
Yeah. 3. 2 hits, or 2 wounds, I should say.
So I'll get a 5 up armor. I have.
5 up.
So I'm going.
2 armor, yes. And you roll 2 dice.
And, oh, lucky.
Classy.
Nice. Got them both. All right, and then 2 on the Archers. Also 2 wounds.
I think this is a 6
but
up
they-
for the archers.
Yes, they have armor 1.
Yeah, they do have armor 1. Okay, cool.
And I lose 2.
All right. 2 dead archers and 1 dead knight. Not bad.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Ah.
And I actually really like the change for the magic, for the SA, getting Pyro and having the Master of Pyro getting all 3 spells.
Yeah. It's
You
scary,
get-
huh?
Well, and it also sort of protects you from yourself, or it can in that situation. Like,
Yeah.
you know, rolling that 1 dice at Fireball, I failed it, but it prevented me from rolling 5 dice on Salvo, which you know I love to do. So this gives me the opportunity to actually do more while protecting myself from a miscast. So that's a good
Fear.
thing.
Rob would do that even when he has 5 dice to cast and you only have 2 to dispel. He would still 5 dice it. It's just the way he is. So
No,
he needs to
I'm
be
so
stopped.
greedy that in that case I'll almost always try and cast 2 spells, but well, it
Nice.
depends. But yes, I frequently 5 dice things. You'll learn that. I think that's my turn.
Yep. So no
Okay.
shooting because you marched with the skinks. So
With
it's
skinks.
up to Fear to go on with the charge phase.
So I'll just check ranges on my guys. I have March 5. Nope. March 8. Oh, yeah.
So it's 17 here and 19 there.
So I don't think I'm going to declare a charge this turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I should skip to regular movement. If I move my archers, do I have any penalties from shooting? Like just a regular advancement?
Yes, if you do an advance move, you will have -1 to your aim. So instead of hitting on 3 up, you will be hitting on 4 up. If you march, you cannot shoot at all.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'll just check ranges. And then there's penalty for long range, right? If I'm shooting from farther than half the range? Is that right?
Yes, but currently you are at 14 inches, so this is within your short range.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
do my
already
regular
range with the skinks. Oops.
Let me see. So I'll move the cavalry first. I have 18 inches march.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
14, 15, 16. Mm, 17.5 and nope. The big guys are gonna see me.
Yeah,
Gotta
the
love
point
that
is,
undo button.
Yeah, the undo button.
the point is that you cannot get out of the battlefield. You cannot
Yeah.
cross this line, the green line, which you can show with menu, options, Essence of War, toggle battlefield. Just the same way you do with the objective, you can do the same with the battlefield. And that means that your
Okay, so
unit
Oh, there.
cannot touch that,
Aha.
that line over there.
I was just looking at the terrain as the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yes,
Thanks
it is
for
in fact
thanks for that.
slightly closer than that.
Sorry for not having said that. I mean, if you want, maybe you can swap one knight with the other, because maybe you didn't know that you were dangerously close to that. So if Rob agrees.
Yeah,
Well,
totally. If you want to move that guy to the other
Let
side,
me-
say you removed
Let me just
the
see.
far to their right guy, I'm fine with that. Or even just shift over a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just
Why
move
is
the
it-
unit to the side by 1 inch, because that's the size of the model, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
I think that makes more sense. What?
When you undo to that point, will it go back in? Oh, look at that. Warhall. Gorgeous.
I know. Quick reform,
Wait.
1 rank.
5 columns. There. Wait, I think it moves back an inch. So I'll just
Yeah.
move it. They should be in line with the deployment zone. So I'll just.
With the forest, I think, essentially.
Yeah.
Thanks for magnetic lines, and then I'll just move it an inch. There. Sorry about the slow movement phase.
It's all good.
1.5. 4.5. 6.
Ho ho.
Because I'm going to kill myself if I get hit by that.
Yeah. It depends on what's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
If they can see you, they will charge you. I'll give you that. I'll give you that one for free.
These guys have armor penetration 4, so they are can openers. They're just like elves in their armor. That's just like sardines for them.
Well, then I think I should feed this
Nom nom.
can of sardines to that. Because of the so 1.5, and I have 8.5 left. That's right. Is my math bad?
No, you're good.
Can you just do some math? 1.5 plus 7.5.
No, that would be 9, actually.
Oh, so I have another inch.
Yeah, you have 0.5.
I'm terrible at math today. Well, it's 11 o'clock here, so pardon me.
I have to say, to be corrected by Rob, man.
Who's terrible at math every day. Yeah.
Rob
Yeah.
has this thing where he constantly says himself, that's why I'm just quoting him, that he's bad at math, so that's why I'm mentioning it. I wouldn't otherwise.
No offense taken. Said that repeatedly. Never trust my math. Always correct me. I appreciate it.
I'm more afraid of the caimans. This is 13-inch bubbles. Nope, I am not getting near that. We'll just march.
I have a question for the guys following in the chat. Am I moving the camera too much? Should I stop doing that? I don't know if this is entertaining / interesting or whether this is annoying. So let me know in the chat if I'm overdoing it.
Okay, so I think that's my movement. I have to bait out the flanks from the skinks, but I think I can survive that. It's the caimans I'm worried about. So magic is first, right? So it's a d6.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I got a 1. Well, terrible.
Got a 1. 1 means that you will have 3 dice to cast a spell, and Rob will have 2 to dispel them.
So, not a lot of dice, but you do have an advantage, at least. You just gotta pick one.
So I think I have to cast Ice and Fire, targeting your caimans. Your caimans have 3 hit points each. 2d3 strength 4 hits. You are 4. No, this game you win this game by keeping models out of the circle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, 2d3 on average. That's 4 hits. 2 to 4 hits. Yeah. So I'll try and reduce the caimans. Yep. I got an 8, which passes.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you don't dispel it. That's still pretty possible with 2 dice.
Am I in? Oh yeah, I'm on the hill, so of course I'm in line of sight. Okay. All right, 2 dice, dispel. Oh baby.
Wow.
Wow.
All that
Shout
math
out.
for nothing.
Nope.
To lucky 6s.
Not gonna happen. All right.
Yep. Okay, so shooting.
Mm-hmm.
I will just shoot the archers at the skinks.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 8 shots.
Yep.
threes.
Re-ups.
So I got 6. You are resilience 2. Strength 3. So that's 2. Am I right?
It's 3
Correct,
ups.
yeah. Or 3,
Oh, 3.
sorry.
It's not bad. So 5
5.
wounds.
All right.
And
And
this-
AP 0.
Yeah, AP
0
0,
AP.
and armor is 2. 5 ups for Rob.
5 ups.
Ooh, ugly.
Oh, man. I used all my 6s.
4 out of 15 die. Ouch.
And I think that's it for my turn.
Sorry, I'm hesitating because I did
What's
that.
the math, P?
Huh?
Are you doing the math for panic?
No, I did that, but so Fear, the issue is that last game we played it with Hyper-G from the Proxy Table Gaming channel. Hello, Hyper-G, against Mick TikTok. And there was a panic test that maybe was not going to be called, and I remembered Hyper-G that he should do that, and I always do that, and he failed the test with the Imperial Guard for the Empire, and the game went downhill because of that. So I never know whether I should, like, you know,
It's
just
okay,
shut
P.
my
I
mouth.
remembered this time.
How do you determine panic tests, by the way? For it's how many
25% health losses in a single phase.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so
if you lose 4, then you multiply it by 4. That means 16. 16 is higher than those 15, so that means it's a panic test for the unit.
oh,
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Interestingly convoluted way to do it. Or you take your starting number the other way. Is 15, multiply it by 0.25. If you lost more models than the result, then it's a panic.
Yeah.
My way, P's way, whichever works for you.
Oh, so that means this is why I'm bad at math. I don't really like percentages.
Well, you know, the point is that if you have 4 casualties, you multiply it by 4, that means 16. And boom, those are at least as many models as you had, so that's a panic test.
Oh, okay.
That's the.
I think I'll use your math. That seems
I
much-
win, Rob. Look at that.
Totally.
Multiplications win over. All right, that was enough silliness for the 3 of us combined. In any case, this is interesting
all
because
that said,
we're
go
going to
ahead,
use
Pete.
the cold blood rule, right?
And the Coatls discipline,
Yeah,
not their discipline 5.
exactly.
So, there we go. We're chill.
Yeah, so that means that you use discipline 8, and then you also roll an extra die and discard the highest one, so they are completely chill. They don't give a quack about this event.
Yeah, this is the Saurian's cold-blooded rule.
Yeah. And I think that that's
That lets me
important.
roll the extra die.
You did want those skinks to stay here, right? Combat skinks.
I mean,
Very nice. Turn 2.
I don't want them to flee even when I have the choice to flee, because it always works out poorly. Okay, now we're at some decision points here. So that's an 8 against the cavalry for the Caymans.
Yeah, 14
We have
distance.
Automatic charge into the flank of the Flame Wardens with our combat block of skinks.
Yes.
The other option
Nasty.
is to do something really jerky and something like
Oh, okay, so you're doing that to see whether you want to charge. Okay.
no, I'm doing this to whether or not I want to charge at all.
All
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Okay.
that is exactly what I'm doing. These are test movements,
All right.
just to measure.
Just to measure how annoying you can be.
I mean, pretty much something like that, and then something like this.
That's a 9.3 on the Quattro, but you know.
Oh, my bad.
That
I
doesn't
can
need
still get there.
doesn't need to be that much. Yeah, sure. Yeah. How annoying is that, Fear?
Pretty much. It's fine.
Everyone out of line of
Now,
sight.
the question is, do I actually want to do that or not? Because that's not really very fun. And then my Saurian warriors are kind of stuck over there. So, in fact, what we're really going to do is we're going to declare the charge of the Caimans into the cavalry.
Caimans into the cavalry. What's your reaction, Fear?
I'll hold.
All right.
Okay. And we're going to declare the skinks into the... I mean, the end result might kind of be the same. It's 7. It is an 8 against the archers.
It's an 8, yes. It's 13.1. So 14. Advance 6. Gonna need an 8.
Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to declare the Caimans into the cavalry, which we've already covered. We're going to declare the skinks into the archers. Your reaction here?
I will declare a stand and shoot.
If that was an option, I wouldn't be doing this. There isn't
Oh,
actually
wait.
a stand and shoot reaction in Essence of
Oh, I did not know that. Like I
That's
said,
my bad, yeah.
I've
we
only
should have
browsed
told
the. No problem. No problem. I will hold.
Okay,
If
and
there's
then we're gonna...
no stand and shoot, yeah.
Oh, damn it. I didn't look at this beforehand close enough. I can't declare the... I was then going to declare the Saurians into the Flame Wardens, but I didn't pivot them at all. So,
Yeah, you don't see them. Yeah.
all right. That's cool, though. So, let's get to rolling. So the Caimans need...
An 8. Both of them.
8.
Same distance. Yeah.
Okay, they didn't make it. They're going to move forward by 5. The Ginks make it.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
We're going to align like this, so I'm not giving the mage my flank. Not that I'm super scared of that, but... Yeah, it doesn't need to be that precise. Everybody's involved, and I'm not giving the mage my flank. So.
All right.
Okay, so remaining moves. The Saurian warriors are going to go like so. Say 5-inch wheel, and then move forward 3 onto the objective and threatening the flank of the Flame Wardens. Just to make them decide whether they really want to charge the Caimans or if they want to kind of redirect things. And then the Quaddle just needs to make sort of that same move so that he doesn't die. Right here. Okay, yeah, thank you for that.
Cheers.
keep that up, I'm just going to go like this, so I know exactly what the movement is. And I am going to be kind of, well, not forced, but I'm going to do that. Okay, cool. That's movement for me. We have magic.
Okay.
Number 5. 6 feet 4.
Yes. 5 is 6 dice for you. 4 for the opponent. Good one.
Okay. We are going to 4 dice. I'm sorry, 5 dice. Know thine enemy on the
What?
Ginks.
Are you the Quaddle? The Pyromancy
I'm sorry.
Quaddle?
Okay, you know what? This is the first game. Why don't you just back up off of me a little bit?
It's just because you said that you enjoyed being a pyromancy master.
I
So,
do.
you know,
I still
deep
want the combat buff.
deep down, you also like divination.
Flaming swords. We'll just edit that part out. It's no big deal. So 5 dicing flaming swords on the skinks.
Okay.
That's going to give you a +1 to wounds in combat.
Oh, wow, 16. I'm going to let that go.
Okay. So we've got a flaming swords token. Orange seems appropriate. And then we are going to do our trusty 1 dice fireball. And I believe I don't actually have line of sight to the cavalry. They've got armor anyway, so we'll just cast it on the mage again.
Okay.
And I failed it anyway, so cool.
All right.
Okay. No shooting, because my skinks are very brave skink braves. So that's combat.
Okay.
You have agility 5.
Yeah.
I've got agility 4, so it's you. That's why I wanted to know that enemy.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have 5 attacks. Do I get supporting attacks from the back?
Correct. Yeah.
So I have,
So
that's 8. I have offense 4. You have offense 2. So that's 2s. Is that right?
Defense 3,
Threes.
but it's 3s, yeah.
Defense there. I was thinking about offense. So defense 3. Okay. So 3s. I have 6. I have strength 3 versus resilience 2. So that's 3s.
indeed.
And I have 5
5.
with no AP.
1 save. That's another 4 dead guys.
Ouch.
Okay. It's not exactly how I wanted it to go, but you know. So we are
Elf
left with,
archers. Never underestimate the elven archers.
yes, but now we have 7 attacks.
Yep.
Hitting on 4s.
On 4s.
Yeah. And then wounding on 3s, though. Okay. 3. And 3 wounds.
So that's 6 up armor save.
3 6. Yes, 3 6-ups.
And I lose. Oh, sorry. I rolled 3. So, nope, I lose 3 guys. 3.
All right. That was big. I
Yeah.
needed all 3 of those guys.
Yep. That's a big swing
Yeah.
because it's 3 dice plus charge plus the rank. Since in
Oh,
Essence of War you also count the rank even if you have a single model after the
wow.
first rank. So that's 5 points total minus the 4 points of the 4 wounds that you have caused. So the skinks are winning by 1, and you have to take a test at your discipline. You see, that's the little one knows that it's a scary moment.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
No, it's
So I have discipline 9 because my general is right next to me, right?
Exactly.
correct.
Minus
So
1
I have.
because you lost by 1.
Minus one?
It's 8.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Ooh,
Ah.
doesn't really matter.
They didn't like it.
There's not a model in the game that's making that one.
Okay, so I have to flee. So I roll 2d6 for flee, right?
Before that, you have to check whether any friendly unit within 6 inches is panicked by this event.
So the general is the only guy that is within 6 inches. So I'll roll a panic test at 9, and I am safe.
He's all good.
And then I roll for the flee, which is a 10.
So technically, before you do that, Rob should
Oh, sorry.
decide whether he wants
Sorry.
to pursue or not.
So let's not count that. So I'm going to flee.
Okay.
We're not.
Yeah, we'll have you re-roll it. I don't think I would have anyways, and I'm going to say I'm not going to pursue you.
Okay.
But you can go ahead and re-roll that.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
Newbie
That'll work
jitters. Yep. So I forgot the hotkey for free. There it is. Align center. 8 inches.
Bye.
The other nice thing about the shift move, the lock move that you just did, is in the chat when it shows the movement, it will show that in blue. So that your opponent can tell that you did a straight movement.
Yeah, classy.
I very much like that feature.
Classy, yes.
It kind of takes the place of Pataglio, your incremental moves. Just knowing that you're going in a straight line instead of deviating at all.
Yeah, it's full of nice features. I agree.
I will say that I do like the incremental moves more because it's easier to get exactly a 10 instead of 10.1 or 9.9. But
sorry for the noise, guys.
Oh, it's all good, man. Don't worry about it. But that leaves me with the pivot for my skinks. They're gonna go like this. Yeah, something like that, where they're just keeping him in line of sight.
I'm sorry about my kid, guys.
Oh, it's all good, dude.
It's a very appropriate commentary to what just happened on the battlefield.
He's very sad about the archers.
But we can take this moment, Rob, to say that I think that you will have to pivot the unit in a way that it still stays 1 inch away from the wizard, right? From the mage.
Good call. There, just adjust that back a little bit. How does that look, P?
That's perfect.
Appropriate. Okay.
I'm satisfied.
They still have flaming swords, and that's that. So it is your turn to Fear.
Okay. Let me think about charges because I don't think I can face those caimans alone. So yeah. I will declare a charge from the Highborn Lancers into the Skinks.
Ooh, okay. Nice.
So,
Well,
why are you disagreeing with my tactical options?
No, I just didn't even see that. I
Yeah.
didn't even clock that. That's very nice.
It's a very nice one.
No,
It's a nice move.
and my kid is disagreeing with that plan.
No,
No.
don't do that, Dad.
No, I think he's talking to me. He's like, no, don't flee, you idiot. It never works. I'm gonna hold.
Okay. I have to roll that first, right? Before I declare other charges.
You have to declare all of them before you roll.
Okay. You have 3 attacks on each of those Caimans at strength 7 with AP 4, so I will not charge the Caimans. Oh, yeah, that's my only charge for this turn.
Okay. Keep in mind, I do have agility 0, so all of your attacks will always be going first. But if you leave them alive, they're gonna wreak some havoc. So.
Yeah, that's right. But I have limited attacks. In total, I have at most 14 strength 4s. No, sorry, strength 3s. Strength 4 if you count the Flame Wardens.
Flame Wardens are 4.
And it
yeah.
would be.
Yeah. Strength 3 for the Lancers. Well, 5 on the charge.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah. But I already declared, so yeah.
Well, you haven't rolled
15
anything yet,
attacks.
so. Oh, you already declared them into the Skinks, duh.
Yeah. And then I'm thinking about the Flame Wardens, because I don't think they can kill both guys in one attack. And you have that cold-blooded rule, because I'm sure it's not going to flee. So yeah, I think I'm not going to charge the Caimans. That's it. Yep. I'm going to roll the charge. It's a 13-inch charge. Sorry, it's a 11-inch charge. I have advanced 9. So
It's
it's a 9-inch charge.
oh yeah.
Yeah, you're
So
right, automatically.
Yeah. 2-inch. Yeah.
So they're all in.
Mm-hmm.
And then for regular
And you
movement,
have to miss one.
oh,
You have to
yeah.
miss one guy. No, I think you're in exactly where you need to be, but
Yeah.
it does have to leave that guy out because you'd be too close to the mage if you shifted over.
That's true. Because I still need to be 1 inch away from my own dudes.
That's correct,
Right.
right, Pataglio? Or does that rule not matter if you're charging?
No, so the current situation is that it has to leave one skink out, but the other knight is in combat the way it is right now. Right?
Yeah. Well, I get all my guys, and
Yeah.
then he
Yeah,
loses
but-
actually one guy.
Yeah.
So I think it's more. It's
Right.
better for me then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's not one of those situations where you ignore the 1-inch spacing thing because you're charging.
No, I wouldn't. Let's not open the can of worm because we are rewriting that. But let's say that
Okay.
in this moment we should keep 1 inch away from the mage, even if that means not maximizing the opponent's models.
Totally fine with me.
Quick
Works
ruling,
for
right.
me.
Okay. Do I rally first? Is there a rally phase on the night Essence of War?
Yes, so that is the first thing after charges. First step of the movement phase.
So I try to rally the archers, and they do.
But they can't shoot this turn.
Okay, no problem. So the rest of my movement, I will march the Flame Warden. 2 inches, 3, 5, 6, 7. Is that right? Nope. I'm going to get flanked by your going to get flanked by your Saurians. So I think it's better to just use it. I want to be out of line of sight from your game. 4.5. Five. 6. 7. 8. There, I think that's it for my move. I want to be out of line of sight of your Quaddle so that you can't snipe me with Fireball. Oh, you're going to move. Yes, I have.
'Teglio, I like in the chat, you said, TTS has a mod that's made explicitly for 9th Age and has a few useful features to this clearly fresh Jokero. Nice to see you out there in the chat. What Pateglio has failed to mention is that he has developed this tabletop simulator mod himself from scratch. And it is awesome, by the way.
Yeah, hi to everyone in the chat as well. Sorry, I'm focusing on the game to give you something entertaining, and it doesn't end up like a noob stomp.
You know, as we say in Italy, you mention the sin, not the sinner. You know, who cares who did the mods? Just the interesting point is that the mod is out there.
Right. That's fair.
Okay,
I am in the chat. I'm not actually on the list there because I can't remember my Twitch password. And I haven't signed in on this new computer yet. So I am watching you guys. No shit talking out there.
I also need to log in my Twitch. I should have done that.
But by the way, in the chat for Jokero, I'm gonna add a link to another mod that has been made for the 9th Age, where you can play
by someone,
where you can play with one character versus one character, like arena gladiator games in the 9th Age. And there's also another side where you can learn the basics of how the game works. If you click that link, and if you have TTS, Tabletop Simulator, then you can also access that one. Yeah, a few.
So is that what you're doing for your movement, Fear?
Yep, I'm done with my movement.
Okay.
So
magic.
Right. Magic.
P, are you keeping track of which ones we have had and which ones we haven't?
Yes.
Yes, I rolled a 1.
Okay, which you hadn't had till now. 1 is 3 dice for you and 2 dice for Rob.
No, sorry. That was the earlier. So I
he
rolled
1 before. I just figured later in the game I'm gonna forget. So.
I rolled a 5. I think
that's the one that I
Rob
had.
Yeah. So I need to re-roll, right?
No, you have a different set of cards than I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So then I now have 6 to 4.
Exactly, 6 and 4.
Correct.
So, in case I get charged, I think I have to use 3 dice for Perception of Strength on the Saurians.
Okay. And Sorry, I'm just familiarizing myself with this spell. Hex version. It's just 1 strength, 1 AP, and
Minus
positive on
one
a friendly,
strength,
minus
minus
on an
one
enemy.
AP.
Cool.
Yeah. And this is cast on the Saurian warriors, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Which brings them to strength 3, AP 1.
Yes.
And you're turning them into elves. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's a good move. I like that, Fear.
And if I dispel that, you're left with altered sight
For shooting,
and ice and fire.
as a missile.
AP 0. Have to reroll my armor saves if they're successful, but I still get them. All right, I'm gonna use my 4 dice to dispel this,
Okay.
or try.
Oh wow.
Yeah, made it. Good.
Okay, so my next 3 dice, I'll use ice and fire to target your quaddle.
Okay.
Good.
And it goes
I will.
off for sure.
So 2d3. Oh, nice. 6 hits.
6 hits. Okay. Wounding on 3s. Oh, wounding on 4s. He's res 4.
Sorry about that. My kid is just distracting me.
That's okay, dude.
Oh, so just 1 wound.
Oh. That's about as well as I could have ever hoped for that to go. So now I get my 4-up armor, or I'm sorry, my 4-up Aegis. Alright, and I fail that. So I take 1 wound. That's... We'll call that
I was
victory.
hoping to kill it. I did not
Yeah.
want to. I did not want that guy to survive. So combat?
And... Yes.
Yes, because I don't have shooting because of the fleeing archers. So I have 4 attacks on the Highborn Lancers on your skinks. I have offense 4 versus defense 3. So that's 3s. Oh my god.
Be hitting on... Oh, damn. I was going to say hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s. That would have been a really good wound roll.
Ouch.
Okay.
That's all on you now, man.
So this isn't going to be a nice little push here, unless these 7 skinks can really get their stuff together here.
Wow.
So I'm hitting on 4s.
4s.
3.
3
Am I
hits.
wounding on? Am I wounding on? I'm wounding on 3s. 4s.
Wounding on 3s because you still have the spell on, yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
All right.
1 wound.
2 up.
1 wound.
Or a 2
Okay.
up armor, yeah.
That's good.
Okay, so it's a push. No wounds. My rank versus his charge.
So that's nothing. We stay here, right?
Yep.
There's no
Am I right on
test,
that, P? Am I missing something here?
No, that sounds like a push. Now you can decide if you want to do post-combat slide movement at this point.
Okay, so
Right.
Fear, you would decide who you want to go first on a post-combat reform, which essentially in this case is just sliding one way or the other.
Okay, so I'll just slide to match your guys there.
Okay. Which is what
And
I would have done
I'm-
anyway. So that's...
And I am now getting hit in the back by the Cavens. That was not how I wanted it to go.
Yeah, I mean, there's no substitute for bad dice, I guess. I am gonna shift over like so.
Ooh, interesting.
I'm gonna get everybody's still in. But I think I'm giving, no, it's still the rear for the mage. Not that that's a huge deal, but just inching ever so slightly closer to the objective
Mm-hmm.
if they happen to survive. Okay, so my turn 3.
Yes.
Okie dokie. All right, what are we doing here? Caimans need a 6 on the rear of the Lancers.
I should have listened to my kid.
He's learning early, you know. He's gonna be a war gamer.
That's the point. I can't wait to give my wife an excuse to buy any 2-player starter set saying, well, we can play together.
Paper miniatures are much less of a choking hazard than
Oh, that's
plastic
true.
ones, just for the record.
That's true.
Excellent.
That's
Some
true.
sort of edible paper that you can get out there.
And he can rip it apart without me wasting money.
Yeah, exactly. Stomp all over them, throw them all over the place.
Perfect.
That's
sales
why I
pitch.
do it, because
Amazing.
you know I'm essentially a child. So
I think I might go for paper miniatures as it's child friendly then.
okay, so I am going to declare. Why? That's interesting. I can't use the pen function inside the objective.
Oh, really? Oh, you're right.
And the janky.
How about if you start from the outside game? Oh, it works.
Yeah, I just turned it off for a second. So we're going with this one,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going with this one.
Hold on the coordinates, and then I can react to the cavalry.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the distance on this one? They need a 1, 2, 3, 4. They need a 5 for the Saurian warriors.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And a 4 for the Caimans. No, sorry, 6 for the Caimans.
6, yeah. Okay, so we will do the Caimans first.
Yes.
We failed.
Man.
No.
Are you on my side?
It's on my side, yeah. Traitor. Okay, we got 2.5 to get even with the center, and then another. Oops, sorry. 1.5 forward. All right. Bummer. Okay. The Saurian warriors. That was a 5. And I just barely make. Why couldn't I have swapped those rolls? That's unbelievable. Something like this. Okay, and then remaining moves. Just want to get the Quaddle out of this flea path. Pataglio, can you draw this line for me, or one of you guys?
Sorry,
Yeah.
this one?
Which line? Which ones?
Just like I mean, what are the odds of them overrunning? Killing all those Saurians and overrunning is very slim, but Go to right here.
By the way, I think that if you activate line of sight on the flame wardens, then you have that. You know, you have that overrun path that you can see all the time.
Yeah, but if I start moving the coatl,
Yeah, sure,
then I
yeah.
can't see it anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
That was my concern. So they're still in the flee of the Saurian warriors, or he is still in the flee of the Saurian warriors.
At 9 inches. Yeah, only in the 9 inches case.
Yeah, screw it. Whatever. He's fine.
Yeah.
They're cold-blooded. He's within 12.
Yeah. He's cold-blooded too, so
Yeah. Everybody's cold-blooded.
Whatever the toad is.
Okay. Magic. I have not had 4 yet because that's 5v4.
Four dice. 1, 2, 3.
So you rolled 4 for the spells, is that correct?
Yeah.
And you had a 1 and a 5, excellent. So you're gonna have 5 dice versus fear 4 dice. I'll be off microphone for 1 minute. I'll be back.
No problem.
All right. All right, so do I want to buff one of these combats or fireball either your mage or your archers? Successful cast of fireball, D3 plus 2 hits. So I could do at least 3 hits against either the archers or the mage. But at the moment, I'm safe from shooting because they're engaged in combat. You can't charge my skinks because your mage is actually blocking them. All right, I am going to 5 dice. Flaming swords on the Saurian warriors.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wow. 23.
With no miscast as well. It's about as well as I could hope to roll without a miscast.
Ooh.
I'll just roll all 4 and hope for a 24.
Yes, sir. A 23 would do it.
Oh, yeah. What? Nope. Nothing.
Nope. All right. So, flaming swords on these fellers here.
Wounding on 2s. All right.
Which brings us to the combat.
Okay.
Let's do the skinks cavalry first.
I have initiative, agility 5.
Yes, you're going first.
4 attacks. There it is. Much better.
And that was hitting on 3s, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then strength 3, resilience 2, so that's 3s as well.
Also 3s, yes.
So just 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
18 nothing.
All right. I gotta make one of these. 2 of these, preferably. Oh, baby. one dead guy, which I will take
Ooh,
happily.
You have
Happily
rank
survive
at that.
with that rank. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So
Rank at
6
that.
coming back at you. We are hitting on 4s, and then wounding on 4s, because we don't have flaming swords anymore.
2
2,
hits. And 1.
1 wound, and a 2
So
up.
that's 2 up. I'm good.
Okay. I will take it. I win by 1, because you no longer have your charge bonus. You just have
Yeah.
the rank.
But
Well, I did
against
1 wound.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did. So we're
So
another push.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will slide. Sorry. Who slides first, by the way?
The active player decides. Yes.
I decide who slides first. Why don't you go first?
I think you know where I'm going. So I will be flush with your guys.
Okay. And I'm gonna be annoying and make that same little inch towards. If we keep doing this, I'm gonna be scoring here in a couple turns.
Yep.
0.78 inches each turn.
Yep. Hey, they're cold-blooded. They don't move that fast. Okay. And now the main event over here.
Okay.
You're first.
Agility 6, so I have
Versus agility 2. Yeah.
so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 attacks.
Yeah.
And I am at offense 5 versus your defense
4.
4. So that's
3.
8.
Oh damn.
And then strength 4, resilience 4, 4s. Just 3.
Okay, and then
AP 1. Yes.
All right, so I still get a
5 up.
5 up. 1 3. 1 save. Okay, so now I get 13 back with flaming swords.
Mm-hmm.
That was hitting on 4s. Doesn't matter because it was the same as 3s.
Mm-hmm.
But we are now wounding on 2s.
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome.
Ow.
Okay. 4 wounds.
That's AP 3, right?
Correct. So you
So
get.
I am at armor 2.
It's
So-
AP2.
AP2. I'm sorry. Yes.
But that's enough
So
because
you-
armor is 2 anyway, right? So
Yeah. So you still
don't
get.
you
your-
get? You
Or
don't
AP.
get bonus AP from flaming sword. Sorry.
No, it's just +1 to wound. Yeah.
So I get
But
6
you
up.
still get your Aegis.
So
Yes.
no
Or-
armor at all because you have armor 2 versus armor penetration 2. So no armor
Ah,
save,
yes.
but you still get a natural unmodified 4+ Aegis save.
Okay.
So
My
4
4
ups.
Oh wow!
Damn.
Wow.
Flame wardens.
Well, you're using flaming swords against guys that ward against flames, so makes sense.
I
Let's
suppose
see.
it does. Yeah. All right. So I've got a charge, a rank, and 0 wounds. You've got 2 ranks and 2 wounds. So I lose by 2.
Yes. But you have cold blood.
So I'm testing on a cold-blooded A6. Because
Okay.
using the Quaddle's Discipline -2, 6. Correct me if I'm saying anything wrong here. Ouch.
Drop that. That's a fleet.
All right, so they are going to be fleeing. Do you want to pursue?
I will pursue.
Okay. They're gonna go 8 inches. You guys are killing me right now.
Oh wow.
Oops. Sorry.
Well, you can roll the. I mean, before you move them, you should check the. Sorry for doing that again, but you
Yep.
know.
Panic.
Same thing.
So I just got a 6.
Yeah. So, panic on the
Okay.
Caimans is fine.
Caimans are good.
And now you get a.
I flee 8.
8, and there's 6 moving forward for Fear.
But I have to extend to here.
Wasn't 8
because I was
enough?
8 is enough, but it puts them like right here.
Within
He's
1
inch.
inch.
Yeah.
Ah.
So I need to get an inch away from the quaddle and be right here.
The quaddle takes a test too, that means, right?
Yes.
You
But
said
he's
it would
fine.
be fine. You said it, so you know.
And it's fine.
Okay. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, you knew it was gonna happen. Oh, interesting. Wow. Flame Wardens. Yay. My Highborn heart, you know.
Flaming swords against flame wardens, man. I think that's the mismatch right there.
Should have known. It should have been so obvious. All right. But that is. Oh, no, that's your turn 3. That's not good.
Yeah. No, it's Fear's turn 4, isn't it?
3. I went first, and that was my turn 3.
Okay.
But still, now I charged and broke on my own turn, which is never good. So, have at it, Fear.
So I will declare a charge from the wardens onto your lord.
I will hold,
Oh.
because then you can't redirect into my Saurian warriors and kick them off the board.
Well, I actually want to be in the circle as well. So I think it's much better for me.
Yeah.
And then
Probably
If I-
true, but if I had fled with my quaddle, I have a chance of flying off the board too. So
that's true.
Because,
If
yeah.
I charge the mage, is this a flank or a rear charge?
So you have to
you
look
charge
at
the mage into the skinks.
into the skinks, right?
Yes, sorry, into the space.
So
yes.
if you activate the line of sight for the skinks, you will see that the mage is in the flank of the skinks. And that's,
Is it possible for me to have both the archers and the mage on the flank?
I think that if you put your mage here, in this point, you see, in
Yes.
contact with these dudes, then the archers could get in contact here with this guy.
Okay,
So that would work.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'll declare a charge from the mage onto the flank of the skinks and the archers as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So I will
and I have no
start-
reaction, obviously. So
I'll start with the wardens. So
Mm-hmm.
I need a 5. That's my move.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
so it's automatic.
that's auto in. Yeah. So Fear
The only
for
one you
the
need to roll is the archers.
yeah for the archers. And the archers are 9 inches away,
archers-
so you need a 4.
Okay. I'll start with the mage because I think I need to start with him so that I can put him at the edge. Right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know that
But you don't have
that's-
to roll him.
Yeah, exactly, because it's already
So you
in
can
the
just
thing.
put him in.
So the way this works when you make multiple charges is that you first roll all the dice, and then you see which units made it into combat, and then you move them, right?
Okay. So I'll roll for the mage now. Sorry, for the archers.
Yeah.
And it's a 6.
Okay. Made it.
Is it okay if I end within an inch of the rock? I just realized.
I mean, we will say that it is. But it's kind of complex because of the way that we are reorganizing things, and in this specific matchup, it doesn't make a huge difference in terms of how you would do things. So we'll say that it's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
It makes a big difference to me, Pataglio. I'm just kidding. No, it's fine.
You know that I could talk about redirecting charges in the north as well. I was trying not to do that, but are you provoking me? So
redirecting what are you even talking about, P? Redirecting what charge?
Like the one from the Flame Wardens.
I held. You can't redirect if I hold.
Yeah, but you interestingly forgot to mention how redirecting works because you were scared of your Saurian warriors fleeing off the boards. This is something that I wanted to keep for the post-game discussion with Fear when he does the bat rep, knowing that if you plan on charging, we're not going to do this. I'm just kidding. I'm just being annoying.
Yeah.
But just for the sake of being annoying, so that Rob agrees with me, then these archers can quickly charge into the flank of these guys.
They're good.
But Fear, what I was alluding to is that if your wardens are charging the Saurian warriors, they have to flee. They have no other choice. And so you can redirect, and then you can redirect into the Coatl. So that's a way.
That's a more tactical move, then.
Yeah, right. So you don't need it right now because the game is it's fun already as it is, and the guys were unlucky and all the rest. But that's kind of things that you can learn to focus on while playing Essence. The point is,
I think I should put that in the battle report because I did not see that as an option. Like, I thought if I charged the Saurians and they fled, I thought I had to pursue.
Yeah, the point is that you have a redirection. That's one of the things that you have in Essence of War, like you have them in fantasy battles, is the redirection of the charge. And it's just like a stand and shoot. You cannot do that. It's just things that we should tell you before you play the game or that you read up. So it was just an extra.
But even if you had not told me that, I wouldn't have noticed that for the 9th Age. I mean, the full fantasy battle version as well. Yeah. So I think it's good to know that, and I'll put that as a note in the battle report.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a newbie, so hearing these things, I think there's a lot of people like me that don't realize the intricacies of rules like that.
Yeah, so exactly. That's the reason why we take some time to slow down the games. But if we could have just done the thing the way it worked and it was fine. But it's it's a learning opportunity. So speaking of which, I want to add that in the new rules for Essence of War that you will be able to download hopefully next month, we have this chapter that's called this paragraph that's called Successful Charge Move, and we have a bullet point in there where we say. During a charge move, units are allowed to come within 1 inch of other units and impassable terrain, as per the unit space rule. So you are allowed to come in of the impassable terrain when you do that. You are also allowed to come into base contact with impassable terrain. So what the archers are doing down there is no problem. We just clarified that in the rules.
Okay, great. That's good to know.
Yep.
I have to put that in the video as well then. That's a normal rule right now or for the future? Because if it's for the future, I don't think I can put it now.
No, you can put it now.
Clarification of what's in there now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
As written, you could interpret it in that way, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's just that we've made it a bit clearer and that now, there's no room for interpretation. You can put the archers over there and you're fine.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll have to put that at the footnotes section of the video once I finish editing the outline. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks. And do I
combat.
still have magic now?
You do.
Oh yeah, you do.
There's a few spells maybe that you can't cast because they cannot be cast if the spellcaster is in combat. I suppose that's the case for Ice and Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you still have Altered Sight and you still have Perception of Strength.
Okay. So I will roll for the spell. I already rolled a 1 for the magic. 2. That's a 4 and
Alright,
a 2.
we'll bump you up to a 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cast a Perception of Strength onto my... Wait, do I want Perception of Strength? I already have Offense. My Strength is pretty big. Onto the Highborn Lancers.
Mm-hmm.
All four of my dice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I can't dispel that because I only have 2.
So I'll just put a marker there. Right in the... Yeah. I don't have any shooting, so I'll start with combat. I'll start with the Highborn Lancers onto the skinks.
Mm-hmm.
I have 4 attacks on 3s. Oh wow. And then 3s. Sorry, I have +1 strength, so that's on 2s, but either way. But I now have AP -1.
Okay, so I just have 6 ups.
Hmm.
1.
That's 1.
Take it.
And then I'll start with the mage. He has 1 attack. Offense 4, so that's 3. That's okay. Strength 3 against resilience 2, so that's 3. 1 more wound at AP 0.
Mm-hmm.
Saved on a 5. And that guy dying actually means you only get 1 archer attack in.
Yeah, so Fear, in this case, since all of your elves are agility 5, this is one of the cases where you could have said, okay, I'm attacking with my 2 archers, because in that case you would have never lost the second archer attack. Now, the attack of the archer is not really that important, but for the future to be kept in mind, when you have the same agility step, this is something that you can play with to your advantage.
This is also going into the video.
I just,
right?
I thought they resolve at the same time, but now I realize since he takes off wounds, I lose an attack. So I'll put it in the video as well. This is important.
Actually, it is happening.
That's a really good point.
It is all
because
happening
this guy
at the
is
same time.
technically still there.
Yeah.
Oh,
so yeah, you can do another one
at the same time.
That's a good
You're
point.
right.
Oh, okay. So I have 2 more attacks then. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I only get 1 in and 1 wound.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid res 2.
Huh.
All right. So that guy and this guy are now dead. Okay. 4 attacks. One of them I can pick to go against either the mage or the archers, but it doesn't matter because they have the exact same stats. All right, so we'll roll that 1 against the mage first. No, against the archers.
Okay.
Failed. 3 against the lancers. 2 hits.
2 wounds.
2 wounds.
2 wounds.
I believe.
2 hits.
Give us 1, Sphere. No, he doesn't. Okay.
Nope, nothing. All right, so this is a rough one. So we've got 2 wounds. I shouldn't have deleted those guys. Nice. Undo. Bring stuff back when you delete them. 2 wounds. you only get one flank bonus, right?
Yes, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
2 wounds,
charge.
a flank bonus, and only 1 charge bonus, correct?
Yes.
Mhm.
I think those don't stack. I think
Okay.
it's charge, rear, and flank.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Okay, so you actually only have a combat score of 4. Sorry, 5.
5.
2 wounds, charge, and 2 for the flank.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a combat score of 0.
Yeah.
And my Quaddle is in range, so I can save this on a 2 or a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
You get
damn,
a
so
4.
close.
Ugh. Ouch.
All right.
All right. So now
Those guys are gone.
this is gonna
I'm
be
obviously fleeing.
yeah.
Who would you like to pursue with?
Before that, the question is
On
in which direction
direction?
do you want these kings to flee? You can make them flee away from the knights, or you can make them flee away from the archers and the wizard. And then separately from this choice, you can choose in which direction you want to pursue. And with which guys you want to pursue, I meant.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, P, but if he has me flee this direction,
Mm-hmm.
he can't pursue. It's going to be one of those situations where the knights would have to roll at least a 5 to clear, at least a 6 to clear the archers, and then they would extend.
Well, the point here is that extending is something that happens for the units that are fleeing, and the units that are pursuing, they don't have this extension of the movement, right? So
Right. So if he pursues with any of his units, sorry, Fear, if I'm messing up your thought process here, but I'm just very curious about this situation. Can he pursue with any of the units if I make it past the impassable? Or he'll just stop short of the impassable?
it would be stopping short. The point is that it's going to depend on dice whether the unit is caught or not, and then you would see whether things happen. So the point is, number one, you choose in which direction they flee, either towards the impassable or towards the center. Number two, you choose which units are going to try to pursue and which ones are not going to try to pursue, and they're just pivoting on the spot. Then you roll the dice, and if the pursuers roll higher than the or equal than the units that's fleeing, then the fleeing unit is destroyed without even moving it.
Right, no matter what.
But then you check how the movement of the pursuing unit is going to happen, and at this point the new rules kick into application, and I can read you very quickly how they work. So each pursuing unit performs 2 pursuit moves: a pivot to face the pursuing direction, and an advance forward by the distance that you rolled. Pursuit moves are not affected by friendly units that are part of the same combat. These are treated like open terrain. However, impassable terrain is treated as an obstruction. If the pursuit move would bring the unit to overlap first with an obstruction, you have to interrupt that so that the unit stops 1 inch from the obstruction. Okay?
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's the... and once you've done all of this, once the pursuit moves have been completed, you have to check whether the unit is in a legal position. So, for example, if it is in base contact with a unit, is not away, at least 1 inch away from any unit or obstacle. And if that's not the case, you have to backtrack the move to the last unit position. Now, that's the theory. In practice, what does this mean? If Fear chooses to have the skinks flee towards the rock, and say that Fear decides to pursue with the knight, but not with these other guys, then what happens here is that depending on how the dice are rolled, it might be the point that the skinks roll very high and so they bounce back behind the impassable terrain, and that the knights only end up being here, but they will be overlapping with the friendly unit with the archers, so they have to be backtracked to the position where they are not overlapping with them, which means the position they are in. So in reality they don't move at all. So that could be quite scary. If these guys, if the skinks flee in this direction and in fear you decide to pursue with the archers, then with the archers you probably will have to stop 1 inch away from the impassable terrain anyway. If you decide to flee in this direction, to make the skinks flee in this direction, then you can decide to pursue with the archers, but the archers will be impacting the impassable terrain as soon as they roll a double 1 on the pursuit distance, so they will stick in place. They won't do anything. However, if you pursue with the mage, then you can freely go in this direction for the pursuing. And if you decide to pursue also with the knights, then you can pivot the knights on the spot and then go in this direction as well.
Yeah, I think the better option is making them flee into the objective, because he doesn't score while he is fleeing.
Yes, he does not.
So that if ever I get to chase him, I get another unit inside the circle.
And so once you decide to make them flee towards the center, which unit do you want to use? Do you want to pursue with any of your units?
Is it possible to pursue with 2 units or just 1?
You can do 2, yes.
So yeah, I will declare to pursue with the mage and the cavalry.
The mage and the cavalry. Okay, excellent.
Okay. And then at this point, I do the move roll.
Yes, at this point you do the 2d6s for the flee, yeah.
Damn.
And then the pursue rolls.
What
for
about
the
your mage?
The mage rolls also pursue.
Yeah, so the roll, I meant.
Him first.
I'll start with the mage, and then
Alright.
gets.
Sweet.
They're dead.
So they're out. And what about the cavalry?
Since their target died, do I have like a reform or something?
Yes. So the point is that now you have to. So imagine that this is happening at the same time, right? The cavalry is not waiting for the mage to roll an 8. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So the point would be that the skinks are now here, right? Because they would face away from the unit that's making them then flee, and they will move forward by 4.
While you guys are resolving this, I'll be right back, okay?
All right,
Okay.
with pleasure. So that means that now the skinks would be more or less here, right? So that means that you have to pivot your cavalry 90 degrees so that they are facing in the same direction, and now you have to roll 2d6s.
Okay. So I still move.
Yeah, and then you do 7 here. Yep. And now you can do 8 with your mage. Now this is going to bring the mage and the cavalry on top of each other, I suppose.
Yeah.
So this means that one of these 2 units is going to have to backtrack until it is at least 1 inch away from the other friendly unit, right?
Okay. So I
told you not to play with the water.
And
There.
you can decide either the one or the other, because it means which one are you making move first.
Okay. So I can pick a more favorable move.
Yeah, you can
So,
either do 8 first. Exactly, that's your prerogative.
Okay. 8 for the mage. Then I do the 90,
Mm-hmm.
and then 7. But since I'm gonna overlap with that, I
Mhm.
can stop
Exactly.
inch
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Although I'm still getting raped by the Caymans.
Yes, that's going to be some suffering, some pain and suffering over there.
Yeah.
So that's you know, again
That's
the Napoleon and the
That's it.
omelette kind of thing. And now you can do a pivot with your unit which has not pursued.
But I have a problem with the terrain.
Alright, I'm back.
So I can't stop. I can't go overlap right like that, right?
No, you will have to be 1 inch away. So you can maybe clear the obstruction and, like, you know, look in the other direction. But you
Because
cannot.
Yeah, I cannot rotate this way.
Yeah,
Can
you
I?
can. You can.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you can rotate
So-
past it, through it, but you
Ex-
can't end your movement in
Exactly.
contact.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think this is it.
All right.
And then I'm going to lose the cavalry to the Caymans.
Yeah, you know, here the difference between, you know, which unit are you going to backtrack? Are you going to backtrack the mage, or are you going to backtrack the cavalry? It depends on what's going to happen the next turn. Flea paths, impassable terrain, bouncing, whatever it is that you plan on doing. So, you know. But yeah, correct. There's only so much that you can anticipate in that sense.
No, I'd rather put the cavalry at the back because that at least puts the Caymans farther from the circle. So I have a little bit more room for it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But this was a total stress test of the new rules, because you had like 4 units in combat, 2 of which in the flank, an impassable terrain in the middle. This was as complex as Essence of War gets. I don't think there's anything more complex than this, really. It's like in terms of pursuit, and so, you know, if you
Well,
stomached
I-
this,
Yeah, we've done well.
yeah,
I think this is a good first bat rep for me at least because it could cover all of the possible questions in the game when I do make the bat rep.
yeah, right. There's a lot of stuff going on, and yeah, there's plenty of things to learn. Good. All right. So get your perception of strength token on the units and get ready for battle number 2, combat number 2. Ugly.
So I will.
Oh, yeah.
I have 6 attacks onto the Lord. I have
Well, if I'm not
agility
mistaken,
6.
Yeah.
actually, you should shift them over this way a little bit,
Yes.
because you should be able to get 4 files of guys in on him, because he's a 50 mil base.
I thought I stopped when I contact. Okay, thank you.
You have to maximize the number of models in contact. Yes.
Yeah, the way you could have done it would have been you move forward like so, and then you can wheel freely to a point where you can hit him wherever you want.
Yeah.
Just let me turn off the magnet. It's making it hard to do that. So I can
Or
do
we
this.
can just say it's there. Yeah. Yep, looks good to me.
Sweet.
All right, so you have 8 attacks.
Attacks. Offense 5 versus defense 2. So that's 2s.
I think it has to be 1 more for it to be 2, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Oh,
Correct.
that's
So
3s.
3s.
Oh, that's
All
so
8.
8 attacks. All in. Strength 4. Resilience 4.
Res
That's
4.
4s. 5 in. 5 wounds.
Okay, so I just got to make 2
4 ups.
4-ups, and
I
he's still
say.
alive at least.
I
Oh, I make 2.
2 saves.
Oh no, he already had a wound. Shit, he's dead.
He had the wounds from the spell. Ouch.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
doesn't he have 4 wounds?
He
Oh,
does,
yeah,
but
I
he
got
already had
3.
taken 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's off a
So-
1. So, yeah. Ouch.
So, and now we have.
Right?
Does a
the-
fleeing unit panic? or does he just declare the overrun?
So no, it doesn't. A unit that's already fleeing doesn't need to take a panic test, and I think that's the case. Yeah, I don't think you panic when you are already fleeing, and but you, Fear, you can choose whether you want to overrun, and in that case, you move 2d6s in the direct path, and if the enemy is within what you roll, then you declare a charge against the enemy. So you don't really move, you just check with the dice if that would bring you in combat, and that means that you are declaring a charge against them.
Because I don't really want to move from this position. Because it's going to be turn 4 next.
Well, then
Even
don't.
if he rallies, he can't move into the circle. So even if the Caimans charge my flank, I still have one model in. So at best it would be a draw, but I have the archers, which I could probably... No, I can't reach it with the archers. So I think that would be the better result, is the draw. If he kills my Highborn Lancers.
Yeah, so the point is that now your choices are either you overrun or you pivot.
I'll pivot then.
Yeah, right? So that's kind of, the...
I will just... Because he can't charge me the next turn if the game is ending. So I can at least declare
the
a
Saurian
flank.
warriors won't have an opportunity to charge.
Okay.
All I have the opportunity to do at this point is rally them for the sake of honor.
Okay, so I think that this is my pivot, and I am done.
Yeah, good. That's the... So the Fear, something interesting is that if the unit could have pivoted and put itself in a position where it got onto the blue line, that would still have been scoring, but the unit isn't wide enough so that a pivot brings them, exactly.
If it was a bigger unit. Yeah.
But that
If
was,
they were a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Because there actually aren't any bigger units than that, I don't think.
Exactly. It's just because they bounced because of the Kuato. Yeah. All right. Wow, this was a crazy turn. So confirmed, a unit doesn't take a panic test if it's already fleeing. So everything is correct.
It doesn't take any panic checks. It wouldn't have had an opportunity to flee again if you declare it a charge. You just overrun right into it because it's already fled this turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Rob.
Cool.
Your last turn.
Right.
Can I ask you guys which was the flux card that was used this turn?
Let me
was a
look
4,
for it.
right? 6 and 4, correct?
Yes, I think it was 5 and 4.
5 and 4. So it was a 4. Yeah. Okay. Exactly. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So I think we all know what I'm doing.
Yep.
I need a... This is actually auto in. So we'll just do this. Because it was 7 point something. Do I want to offset to one direction or the other? Yes, I do. I want to do this.
Very interesting.
I think. Because if I go like so, I can't get to the point where I'm in... Where I'm getting the... Actually, no, I want to be like this. Because... Ooh, this is a tough one.
Oh yeah, you can overcharge into my mage.
Okay, so that decides it. I could be either on this corner, which will... That's going to deny the archers the ability to score, because if they charge me, they're in the front of the caimans right now, which they can't get to. If I did the same offset to the other direction, I can't get to the point where the Highborn Lancers can't charge me.
The Highborn Lancers?
I'm sorry, the Flame Wardens. And
Oh,
either way...
The Flame Wardens, they will be on your flank.
Yeah, exactly. I can't get to that same position relative to them, so I want to be here.
Yeah.
Because... Actually, no. I want to be exactly there because they can't charge me either, because they can get there. They can't hit my front because of the mage.
Because of the mage, yeah.
So this is beautiful.
Yeah, assuming that the... Well, I mean, this is 3 inches, right? And
Correct.
the flank is less than 3 inches because these are 20mm space. So they can
So they might be able to get one guy in.
Yeah, they can still clip at the corner. Over there.
So they go like this.
Yeah.
Wheel around.
Yeah.
Or
And
wheel
I mean,
so,
all of this is
in
assuming that the cavalry remains what it is. If that doesn't happen and, you know, people start fleeing, then, you know, or space is made available, they can still fit in here. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. But, and, you know, it's my opinion that talking stuff out like this is the kind of thing that makes you a better player. So looking at all the options, making sure you see them, it's always a good thing. Okay, that's good. We will attempt to rally the Saurian warriors. They rally. Don't need that anymore. They will turn like this to charge the Flame Wardens on the legendary turn 5. He likes it. All right. So to combat, that's the only other thing.
Okay.
So you have 1 cavalry attack.
Okay. 1 at 4s, no, 3s. And it's a miss.
All right.
Okay, what's the...
And I think I should just delete the unit now.
That's it for... Nah, don't
6
be
attacks
so sure. That's
hitting
why we roll the
on
dice.
4s.
I can always... This is something that I think it was the Masters live streams from PTG, but it might have been the Scottish Championship final, that there was a situation where essentially that's what one of the guys had said, you know, we might as well just delete this unit, but they rolled out the dice, and then it was still sitting there at the end. It totally should have died, but there were a bunch of 1s, crazy armor saves, you know.
That's
never
true.
just... I've never actually done this because I love rolling the dice, but never remove a unit just because it totally should die. You can that's why we roll the dice.
That's true. It's a dice game after all, but nothing is assured.
Yeah, for sure. So on that note, I'm going to roll the dice here.
Okay.
It will be offensive 3 versus defensive 4. So 4s anyway.
4 in.
4, and then moving on 2s.
Strength 7.
Oh,
and you rolled 2 1s.
Sure did.
AP 4.
That's okay.
6 ups.
You got
6 ups. And wow.
Unbelievable.
So you only win by 4, Rob.
Yeah.
1 for the wound, 1 for the charge, and 2 for the flank.
2 for the flank. I'll take it though.
Are you gonna roll a 4, Fear?
Testing on...
Come on. Nope.
No, a 5, sorry. But yeah, still not enough.
Either way, it's a flea.
And now at this point, before doing anything, panic.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have to panic on all of my guys.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'll start with the archers.
Mm-hmm.
They're good. With
Excellent.
the general, he's good.
Excellent.
And the
Whoa,
wardens,
whoa, whoa, whoa,
they're
whoa,
good.
whoa, whoa. They're good. Okay. So now.
So do
it's
you pursue? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
I will not.
So I roll a 2d6, and that's an 8.
Mhm.
Yeah, I probably should have pursued into the mage.
So I have to go over the boulder.
To the
right?
next legal position. So just be an
Yes.
inch away from that impassable and you're good. A little tiny bit more.
Exactly.
There you
Okay.
Not that it really matters at that point, because they're out of the game. But okay.
So
So I can pivot though, right? Yeah.
Yes. At this point, you can decide to pivot instead.
Okay. Now, can we agree that that is still a front charge?
yep, I think because there's
It's
3 guys.
barely on the
Yep.
other side of the white line in the middle of
Exactly.
arrow.
This is a tiny, tiny, tiny front. Absolutely. That's the.
If I move it anymore, I'm afraid I might never get it back to that point. So,
Yes.
Yep, no, I agree.
again,
It's
the
a
really
front.
smart thing here would have been to overrun into the flank of the mage. Probably, maybe not, because then you're in my flank. You get to charge on turn 4.
I get 2 flanks actually.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
To be completely honest, you don't overrun in a straight line. You would be checking that you can indeed touch the enemy, and then in that case you would have to declare a charge towards that.
But I thought it was a charge, except for that it only takes place straight ahead. It functions like a charge move, but it can only be declared directly in front of you. I guess that's for purposes of like line of sight.
Yeah, I think that
More
would be
so than-
for the overrun case, you know.
Well, this would be an overrun.
No, this would be a pursuit.
Oh, you're right. My bad. Because I
Yeah.
didn't destroy them. I just broke them. Never mind.
Exactly,
I'm a
yeah.
dummy.
Exactly. That's
Well, that's
the,
why I ask the questions. So smarter people than me can correct me.
That's why I
Okay,
look into the
I'm good.
PDF.
Your turn. Your turn 4. Written by smarter people than us.
Okay. I just want to see. Is it possible for me to charge with the wardens and the archers?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can
I just think based on positioning, you can only get like 1 archer because you have to go straight forward, make 1 wheel.
Yeah.
You might be able to get more.
So in this case, you would, with shift, if you use shift to just move around more or less here, let's say, without doing the wheel, like your original position, because you will need this wheel at the very last moment. So whatever the original position was, exactly. Maybe you can go forward even more, you know, because that's, you're gonna try and put as many as you can. And so the point is that until you've reached that point, yeah, exactly, then you would wheel to the maximum. No, still wheeling.
Because you're still in the front.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're trying to get as many of your guys on this side of the corner as you can.
Yeah,
and I think you can get at least 1 more.
Yeah. So if you, yeah.
Sorry,
Maybe up
okay.
to here. Maybe up to here. Stop here. Yeah. Then try and wheel as much as you can. And then if you advance now, this is going to be your impact point, right?
and then
So
I
you can
snap.
four.
And then you snap to the front, but with this guy, with this fourth file in contacts.
So now you can just move it around,
Yeah,
but we've just proven that you can get everybody in.
this guy, yeah, up to this guy.
Yeah, I think
exactly.
yeah, one more over.
Like so, yeah, exactly. And then if you want, probably you could also charge with the other guys, with the archers, and that means.
But I still have to make the roll.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
forgot
we've proven it's possible.
But the point is that given how the objective works, and sorry Rob for being so pro elves, that the fact that I'm on Highborn doesn't play any role with this. The fact is that if you can put 4 in contact, you can also only put 2 in contact, right? So if you slide the unit to the right by one model, or by half model, another one, like another half,
More.
see what happens.
I
Give
have
the
one.
archers enough room to score.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually just want that. Like, this is the goal, like to get there. Although Rob can always put all of his attacks onto the archers to make sure that they die. So I lose a scoring unit.
So this
aligned as is right now, I can only put 3 attacks on
exactly.
because I'll only be contacting them with 1 Cayman.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that because they're easier combat res, but I can't get all 6. If I
Yeah.
could, I totally would, but
Yeah.
you'd have to shift over another full guy.
But let's make the rolls first because this is still all theoretical. I might, what do you call that? I might whiff.
Yeah.
True.
Although,
So
yeah,
right
it's
now,
an auto charge.
You
For
need a
the...
2 there, and you need a 2 here. So you can't really.
yeah, they're both automatic. So I just hit redo and put it back.
There. And then for here.
Perfect
Like
positioning.
so.
Excellent. Nice.
All right, so we got 2 archers.
And 3.
Now, one
warriors.
more rules discussion. I know we're over 2 hours. A little
Bring
bit
it
at
on.
this point. But,
The viewers love it.
so, again, shout out to PTG. According to the Jactix, one of the Jactix things about the chariot charges and stuff like that, theoretically, because all of my models are already in contact, Fear could just put 1 archer on the corner, and that would still be technically maximized, even though I guess it's by unit, not by model. So never mind that.
Yeah.
If this was a single model, it could go in the corner,
yeah.
but then it wouldn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
All right, never mind.
Correct.
Okay, combat. All your guys are going first. Let's see.
I think
you can...
magic first.
Yeah.
I want to buff the guys.
Boo.
Oh wait, no, rally. If it matters, I have to
Rally
rally
for honor.
guys. They're in. I don't think I can pivot because of the rocks, so they stay there.
Actually, just to be like complete madness, you started from within an inch. So from
he shouldn't have been able to start from within an inch because he should have had to move to at least an inch, right?
Yeah, so it was from past 1 inch. So in truth, you can well, I mean, it doesn't matter. Let's not slow down the game, but we can clear that out for the bad trip. Yeah, I can tell you more about that.
Oh, by the way, don't I need to take dangerous terrain tests when these guys flee into the rocks?
No, that's just for the hindering terrain. That in fantasy battles it works like that, but not here. Yeah.
Okay. So
it's a good point. I always forget about that.
So here, then I can still make the pivot. Just But yeah, like I said, it doesn't really matter
So,
because
I mean, just to be completely precise, the ruling is once units are within 1 inch of impassable terrain, due to any exception that we have declared, they are allowed to remain there as long as they stay within 1 inch. For example, if you are next to an impassable terrain, you may pivot and remain within 1 inch. But you were further away than 1 inch.
Well, let's give a real relevant example here, P.
Yeah.
Like, you just charged your your Flame Wardens into this position where they are now no longer an inch away from your mage.
Mm-hmm.
Your mage can stay there and he can move and stay within an inch
Mm-hmm.
of this unit.
Yeah.
But as soon as he moves out of an inch from
Mm-hmm.
this unit, he must stay outside of that 1 inch.
Yeah.
Ah,
Correct.
So he's actually in a legal position right now.
Yeah.
But if you move him even slightly to his left,
Yeah.
I need to
he'll
be
be
out
out and
1
he'll have
inch,
to
guys.
stay out.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
Well, actually, should there be a turn 5, I think the better option. I mean, I haven't rolled. I can just do this and block if ever. If there was an extra turn, so yeah.
Yeah, you could try to chaff the Saurians. Might be able to wheel around you depending on how far you can go, but
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So I will just, for clarity's sake, because I also need line of sight,
Mm-hmm.
I still have to move him there. And then magic.
I don't think you need line of sight for that spell, but it's fine. It also doesn't matter because you.
Oh yeah, it just says 2 units within, choose a unit within 24.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Ice and fire needed.
Yeah, the
Okay.
missile need that. Yeah, correct.
So either way, just so that it's clear, I'll go with magic.
Mm-hmm.
Dice roll. 6. I got
Ooh,
a 6.
7
That
for
is
you.
7
Big
to
one.
4.
And 4 for Rob.
So I will use 4 dice for perception of strength. Wait, how many does he have?
Yeah,
I have 4.
Or no, make that 5 dice.
Mhm.
Just
the maximum.
Yeah.
And hopefully I don't make a miscast.
Well, he can't die.
Yeah, right.
You can only take a maximum of 2 wounds from a miscast.
And even if she dies, who cares? There's no panic involved, right? Because everybody's in combat.
yes.
She's not scoring, so yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, 5.
No
And
better
there's the
time.
miscast.
Exactly.
There it is. But the real question is, am I going to... I have no reason to not try and dispel it, because again,
Yeah.
your mage can't die.
Yeah.
And even though you miscast, the effect is still resolved before that happens. So I'm going to roll all 4 of my dice.
18. There it is.
Yes!
It's a cancel.
Woohoo!
Okay, so
Look at that.
All right. So you do not suffer the miscast because I was successful in dispelling it.
That famous 23. Gosh. Okay.
I know.
okay.
I'm
And
killing it
then
on
for-
4 dice rolls here.
I will just use altered sight for the last 2, and on the wardens. Just increase
Nice.
their
Yes, to 7 against defense 3 for the Caymans. Sweet. Wow.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
That's in. So that makes me a 2 to hit on the Caymans, right?
Classy.
It does.
But yeah, I was actually hoping for the strength, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A hit is a
retrospect,
hit.
This one's probably worse.
Oh, really? I was actually thinking perception of strength was the
I mean, neither of
better
them
spell.
are good, but really just being able to hit them on 2s is huge, since
Yeah.
you have so many more attacks than I have wounds,
Yeah. Good stuff.
and I'm not going until after you. But either way,
Okay. Combat. I'll start with the wardens. So I have
Mhm.
6 attacks. Because 1 is now out, just to make sure the archers are in the zone. 6
Yeah.
attacks on 2s.
Classy.
all
Look
in.
at that spell.
And then Strength 4 versus Resilience 4 on 4s. And 4 wounds at AP 1.
5 ups for Rob.
Okay. All right, that works for me.
Okay.
2, so I take 2 wounds.
And then the archers, 2 attacks on 3s, 1 in, and on 4s, nothing.
No.
Wow,
Sweet.
I was hoping to kill at least one guy.
And I was really hoping you wouldn't. So,
Okay,
All right.
that's it for my combat.
so let's do the 3 attacks on the Flame Wardens first. Build the suspense. We are hitting on 4s. It's got to be 4s, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. 2 hits, wounding on 2s. 1.
Again at 1. No armor, just the Aegis now.
4 up, and I lose one guy.
2 to 1. And then...
All right, and now the 3 on the archers. Is that still 4s?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still defensive 4. One.
2. That's our 1. Yeah.
And then wounding on 2s.
And
One more.
I think that's an auto kill.
Yeah,
Yes.
1 dead guy.
Oops.
So that means that
Oh,
the
wait.
elves win by 3 because it's the same number of wounds, 2 versus 2. But then there's 2 ranks.
What
and
is
charge.
happening?
Charge and 2 ranks, yeah.
Just a sec. There's weird bugs happening.
Yeah, it's the magnets. I think then.
I think he wins by 3.
Yeah,
Charge,
charge and
2
2
ranks, 2 wounds. versus
your
my
2
2.
wounds.
Maybe that's what you just said.
So you're now gonna
they
need
are-
a 7 minus 3, 4
All right.
cold blood discipline.
Cold-blooded
4 break
Uh,
test.
for honor, because I'm still losing, but I can at least score here. Here we go.
Go for it.
Nope.
Not happening. And
All
so
right,
now the question is, do you want to pursue
With either one of your units.
or both?
Or both, yeah.
I'll pursue.
Have we ever had
the-
a battle end in a 0-0 draw? I don't think we have.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It has.
I'll pursue with the archers just for the heck of it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go 11 inches down.
Nope.
It's a lot,
Nope.
and I don't get it.
I'm not gonna have it. Nice.
Five.
And that ends the battle. Look at that.
Good game, man.
Yeah, good game,
Sweet.
Fear. Well done.
I'll ask for your Patreon link later so that I can put it on the description of the YouTube channel, and I'll link the Pedeglio's Twitch and I know I'm subscribed to your YouTube channel, so I can find that.
Nice.
I'll put all the links,
Cool.
and then
you know,
I'll make a script and then just have you run it through, run over it,
yeah,
so
sweet.
read
I mean,
through it there.
While we're at it, I don't want to be that guy, but I also do have a Patreon where, like, you know, when I'm doing the
there.
development of all
Oh
the,
yeah, I forgot.
the tabletop
You
simulators
should
mod.
be-
So for the people in the chat,
that's-
just in case you're curious.
Oh, there it is upon the chat, the Patreon.
Thanks for mentioning
So I'll
that.
put-
That's really nice.
No, because I think it helps both of us if we do backlinks that way. Like,
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
YouTube likes it when you link outside channels and outside sources.
Definitely, definitely. And plus, I think that especially Rob's Patreon, so mine for the moment being is essentially about this arena gladiator mod for tabletop simulator for people to learn how to play the Ninth Age with 1 versus 1 battles. But the one from Rob is the one where for $1 you can get access to an entire print at home Saurian Ancient patrol to play with Essence of War. So it helps,
Among
the
other
YouTube
things.
algorithms and also the Ninth Age in general. It's a very good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll probably take a week to edit this,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll probably release it either on Friday or Monday, depending on when I finish it.
Excellent. Oh my gosh, the zoo is the zoo gates are open. Look at that. What are you doing, Rob?
Spared no expense.
That's
And
the
then we'll
I'm
just
sure
go
my
with
kid would love to see the
this.
actual rendered models of those.
And we'll just knock out all these elves.
trampling them like mad. Sweet.
I wish these were modeled, and then I could show my kid those Taurosaurs because he loves Triceratops.
Oh yeah.
Who doesn't?
But by the way, if your kiddo has some toys that he wants to see in a video game played by his dad, one of the things that I'm doing in Tabletop Simulator is inserting models that exist in real life. So I can take a video of a rotating miniature and transform it into a 3D model and then put it into Tabletop Simulator. You will see that on my Patreon page. So if ever you want to, make a story in Tabletop Simulator with a video with the toys that he has at home, just put the model on a spinning plate, make a video with your phone of the rotating model, and then I can transform it into a 3D asset and you can make a story out of it. So maybe he's gonna enjoy that.
If ever, I'll make a Saurian Ancient's army using his dinosaur toys because he has a lot. Like I bought, like for his birthday last year, I bought a 60-piece dinosaur collection.
Yeah, 60. Wow.
Well,
No, it was
if you've
cheap
seen
actually for the
on the-
number.
on the forum, was it
Exactly.
Gnome?
Exactly.
I think the head of the legal team for the Ninth Age
Yeah.
has made a Saurian Ancients army out of like kids' toys, and it looks like one of those little 60-piece or however many piece sets of plastic dinosaurs. So it can be done.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the things that I actually like with the Ninth Age. Like when AOS killed WFB, one of the things that I was looking at was Ninth Age because of the system agnostic thing. And I saw early pictures of people using those. Like, somebody made an Empire army using Napoleonic figures, and then like I think I saw that the dinosaur toys for Saurian Ancients, and then I think there was somebody that made animal toys for beast herds for at least the bigger models.
Yeah. No, they're crazy. I'm gonna
I
put the
think
link
there's
in the chat.
a Lego Kingdom of Aquitaine army out there.
I'll PM you guys if ever I lose the links because like I said, it'll take a week for me to edit. I might not be able to remember where I put the bookmarks, or I mean the links.
And you will find all of this stuff in the video on Twitch. So this video is going to be on my
you're right.
Twitch, and
You're right.
I'm
I
gonna
can
make
always
an
review the
highlight.
video.
So yeah, you're gonna have all of the information over there. Sweet.
Thanks
Well,
for
guys,
the game, guys.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much for
thank you.
this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Also, you people in the chat. Hope you had a fun afternoon / morning / evening, depending on the time zone.
Yeah, sorry it turned into such a long one if it's late night for you guys.
No, it's fine. I usually sleep around this time, like 1, 2 a.m. because it's the only time I can play. And I'm actually probably gonna do more Essence of War stuff than regular the Ninth Age, because I don't usually have 4 or 5 hours for the full fantasy battle experience.
Yeah.
If I was more experienced, we'd probably be finished in an hour, hour and a half. Or
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
this
even
can be a
now,
lot faster than it was.
even now, it's just 2 hours 30 minutes, and
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is because of the rules discussions and friendly banter.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I mean, I've seen some of your videos, and sometimes they, if you play fantasy battles, it can be longer than 2 hours and a half, and you don't finish the game. You know, it can
Yeah,
happen that, you know.
a lot of the past 2 videos I've uploaded on my channel, actually, I just had to concede because it was actually 4 a.m. at those times when
Wow.
when we were recording,
Yeah.
and then it was actually, you know, there are times that you just see that you lose no matter what you do. So we didn't really go through the 5 turns, 6 turns.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Yeah.
that's you know, you have more meaningful games at the low level point until you get to the time where you are, you know, very experienced and you enjoy the full complexity. But I think it's nice to you know, have fewer options and then enjoy all of them and understanding really everything that you're doing, and you know, have the time to develop all the brain power to
No, I'm actually waiting for you to release the army building rules, because I think it will shake up the game, because
yeah.
there's a trend going on with other game systems that they're actually making out new formats, quote unquote, so that you have different metas for each point levels.
Yeah.
So there wouldn't be such a thing as this model is an auto take on whatever situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
for example, in small points game, there might be a hidden gem in what somebody used to call a crappy model, crappy unit,
Mm-hmm.
and then for Essence of War, it suddenly becomes a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
I'm
that's
waiting
totally
for
going to be the case. And maybe not even Essence of War, but I think one of the sort of underused features of Ninth Age is that, you know, points variability. You can play, I played a game with Mick Dick Doc, another friend of the channel.
Yay, Nick.
We started one a couple months ago, but we were playing at like a warbands level. We were playing, I think, 2,500 points. And I really think in list building, there are some units that really shine at that points level that you wouldn't even necessarily want at the higher level. And then there's the really good models at 4,500 points that are just too expensive to be viable at the smaller level in some cases. So I think that's definitely an interesting point, and one that I think is very interesting to explore.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing as well. Like, and if ever, you know, the pandemic is over, like, when imagine going to a store and you see people play the Ninth Age, and then you tell them you need 4,500 points, and to make 4,500 points, if you're using actual models, it'll take you how many months to get them fully painted or even just assembled.
Yeah.
Whereas if
How many
if you
dollars
playing,
to buy all of
yeah,
them at the
if
same
you're
time?
if you're not going the route with using your kids' toys as your army, and then you're buying actual models, how many dollars would a 4,500 army cost? Whereas Essence of War is like, this is exactly 4 unit boxes of anything. If
Yeah.
ever.
Spoiler, it's a lot to buy an entire army at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Essence of War is $1, one printer, maybe
Oh yeah, exactly.
1 hour of
that
your
one
time,
as well.
and you start playing. You decide that you like that army, and as you continue playing with the paper models, you say, okay, this month I'm gonna chuck $20 into buying this one unit, and then I will paint it, and I will assemble it and paint it, and in the meantime you can keep playing with the paper models. So you know, you don't have to buy everything at once. In terms of plastic miniatures, you can have your paper miniatures from Rob. There's also
That's
others.
true. Always go to patreon.com/RHWorldbuilding.
Wink, wink, wink.
That a boy.
But the point is
I
that
didn't
you
even have
can
to say it
start
this time.
playing, check if you like the army, and then assemble the models and keep playing. You don't have to wait to buy, assemble, paint. You just start playing, and every month you treat yourself to that new unit. And you actually, in this way, you enjoy the assembling and the painting. The buying doesn't impact you that much. And once you're done with that, you can put the same $1 in and get the new army started. And so you keep advancing like that. So definitely,
Luckily,
guys.
you got guys that are willing to play with paper models. I gotta admit, but in here, you bring paper models, people look at you funny.
Well,
But
to be fair, I don't play very many physical games, and that's something I am curious about in the future, but we'll find out.
but I gotta be honest. I mean, because I'm looking at it with we play with people probably the same age or age bracket,
Yeah.
but I'm thinking about it like I have a kid. He's gonna be playing what in 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Paper models, he can just corrupt other kids in his school.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Definitely.
you just bring a folder filled with the models and then pop them up, and then they can play during lunchtime or whatever.
Yep. Yeah.
So I think that's the paper models are a thing that people our age don't really realize are very important to kids.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
And
plus,
as you said, it's very portable.
Mm.
Like, I mean, I don't necessarily imagine traveling all that much to play Ninth Age, with a few exceptions, but I mean, I probably, if I was going to some big international tournament, spoiler, won't ever happen, but I would be more likely to want to bring a paper models army because it's less likely to get damaged in that.
Yeah.
But that kind of level is where I expect to get more of a skepticism for paper models.
Yeah.
If you're not playing at a really competitive level, who cares? It's just a way for people to try other things. But
at the same time, some of the armies with paper models that you've made, they have, I don't know, 8 different designs for one unit. For example, imagine the Scraplings unit for the Ogre Kingdoms. And here, Rob has 5 different designs of Scraplings, and then the command group. Now, if you look at these guys over here in Warhall, they're pretty, like, the 3D models. They look like models that you might have in real life. They all look the same, though. And
Yeah, that's true.
I think that if I were to play against an army of unpainted grey plastic, all same models, versus an army with 20 scraplings where they're only repeating each design twice or 3 times, that will look better than a lot of plastic armies that I know. So the fact that it's plastic doesn't mean that it doesn't look good. All of Rob's model, they look great, and I have the impression that just because they're plastic, it doesn't mean that they don't look great on the battlefield. It's just this unusual thing, and I think that some of us nerds also have the pleasure of shocking and surprising the other people. Yeah, I got green hair, so what? That kind of stuff. So I got plastic or paper models instead of plastic. What about it? Look, they're pretty. I spend time making them look good and trimming the edges in a nice way and all of this. So I would say that paper models can be prettier than some of the plastic armies that I've seen through the years. So
That's
well,
true.
there you go.
No,
Paper
I gotta
models
tell a
are
story.
better, and everybody out there sucks at painting.
No, I gotta tell a story. There was
Go ahead.
one event back when we were playing a different game system. I think it's not allowed to share it on an official stream. So either way, a lot of people were complaining because the winner won with a sprue gray army.
Yeah.
Like he won all of his battles, got all the points, but he was winning with a Sprue Gray army, and it wasn't good for the pictures. For the,
Yeah.
like it was at a store, so when people ask, "Do you need to get your army painted?" No, you don't. Okay, it's that. Like, look at that guy, and then
Yeah.
it's not really a good visual experience.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tuna
You know,
cans.
Yeah. The tuna cans.
Don't need to go any farther than that.
The infamous tuna cans. Yeah.
Okay. So thanks for the game again.
New avenues for the hobby. Thanks
thank
to
you so
you
much,
for.
Jared. It was really fun.
Thank you, Rob.
I enjoyed. Thanks for the quick tutorial. The patience with my noobness. Yeah.
Big
Anytime.
pleasure. We look forward to seeing the bat trip on your channel next week or sometime.
Yeah, I'll probably prioritize it over. I have a fourth game for the full fantasy battles experience, but that's a 4-hour edit compared to a 2-hour edit. So I'm probably gonna use this first.
We love to hear that. You hear that, fantasy battles? Essence of War is gonna, knock you at your throne. Brilliant.
Okay, thanks again. Thanks for the game. Bye. Good night. Good evening, and goodbye.
Bye.
See you later.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Pete.
Ciao, Rob. Thank you.
Nice meeting you. Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.